before I start this video, I said my shit and I meant it. You can't get mad at me. One, because I was drunk. Two, I also fucking meant it. I can do what I want. I haven't seen you niggas in 5 years, 10 years. I don't care. I don't even remember half of you until today. So shut the fuck up. Now that we've got that settled, let's talk about the actual thing that actually has what's the word? Occupying my mind. Yeah. I genuinely had feelings for the last guy I was seeing. He was very nice. I liked him so much. And I thought that there was going to be something there. Now, mind you, something doesn't always have to mean marriage and kids. It doesn't have to mean a relationship. One, I'm non monogamous. I don't believe in monogamy because I think men are just naturally disappointing. And ironically, he proved that to me just within the past 24 hours, so I don't really mind. Let's just say people have to go out of their way to stop fucking with me. Because they're always going to learn the hard way of what happens when they do that. And I don't think they want to know. He had to find out one way or another what happens. I plead the fifth, though. Now, for context, I already made it clear that this was just some dude who I met on, like, Hinge around, like, let's say August 5th, August 8th, something like that. And he just was some dude who hit me up at 4 a.m. like, I would like to do coke. Would you like to do coke with me? I have too much from this bachelorette party. I said, no thanks, I'm straight edge, blah, blah, blah. We somehow got to talking and a little bit of mild sexting, but, just some, it was like, well, whatever. And somehow this idiot goes out of his way to plan a date with me. Did the date go well? Absolutely. He got me a very gorgeous dress like fucking Sophia Loren in one of her old classic movies. It's this gorgeous red taffeta dress. It's amazing. It makes my hips and my body and my waist look amazing. I love it so much. What else happened? Oh yeah, we went antiquing and I had a nice time. We went out for delicious cheeseburgers at this like semi gourmet place. We took a nice stroll in the sun. We went to mini golf. We had margaritas, photo booths, made out. It was a great time, and I genuinely was like, this is a really nice time. It could end any moment, but I'm enjoying it for what it is. We had our on and off moments, but he still did what he could for me, and I appreciate that. Like, he showed up to events that he knew I was gonna be at just because I was gonna be there. Also because they had some pretty good fucking food, but whatever. Like, he still showed up, and that meant a lot to me. I hate that I can't remember our official, actual second date. I don't remember what it was. Maybe it's because I am still recovering from a hangover I got 2 days ago on our last date. Actually, I think that is why. But simply put, it's like if you were there, you would have seen our connection. People could not stop looking at. Yeah, I remember our second date now. We technical second date because it was like, okay, we had that date, then he went to that event I was throwing, and then I took my braids down, and I've been wearing my natural hair ever since. Yeah, I forgot. We met at one of my favorite movie theaters in the area, and we watched the new Naked Gun movie. He took me out to this semi-nice restaurant, and we had some food. Then we had drinks after at a bar, and the whole time, conversation was just effortlessly flowing. We were having a great fucking time before we started making out and fingering in an alleyway. Nice and classy, as one should. I genuinely had feelings for that man. And I'm a little sad because I'll put it this way. We could skip to the fun part. Fuck it. We were supposed to stop because several times I knew it was going to be a bad idea to see him more. I knew it was going to be a bad idea to see him more because I know how I get when I get romantically attracted to people, and I know how that can really mess me up. I didn't want to have bad brain chemistry. I wanted a friend or a romantic fling, nothing too serious. Or if it was going to be romantic, well, I already knew that he was probably going to be leaving in 2 months, and it probably wouldn't be some massive, huge future. Like, I knew he wasn't going to be the type of guy to be spending winter with or whatever, even though that would have been nice. But I was hoping he could at least be the guy that I do things with in the fall. And I always get nervous when it comes to any sort of romance, especially when it's not supposed to be romance, because men do that thing where they start taking me on dates and doing weird shit. And I don't know. He wasn't supposed to be anything serious. He was supposed to just be the guy sending me videos of him helicoptering his penis around. And then next thing you know, it's like, oh, this is the guy who's like letting me stroke his biceps in public and has prolonged eye contact and cannot stop. Like, I don't know. It was one of those bonds where people relentlessly kept coming up to us and being like, you two have something there. It's undeniable. Make sure it works out. Like, this is so gorgeous. You two are too cute. I had my eyes on you during our whole dinner from the way you two were interacting. And it's wholesome shit like that. I'll take him to events, and you could tell that every man in the room is envious of him, but also curious about him. And I thought he was a genuinely attractive man. I still do. Trust me, I do. I think he's got beautiful, nice green eyes, the color of mint chocolate chip ice cream, and they have a nice little like caramel, like dulce de leche looking like burst of brown in the middle of like, and I think it's fucking gorgeous. I thought his eyes were gorgeous. I liked his jawline. I liked his goatee. He didn't have much lips, but I would never hesitate to put my mouth against those things. Absolutely not. I liked that we had the same taste in humor, in movies, and mostly music. I enjoyed that we could joke about anything under the sun. I really liked our connection. But don't worry, already I kind of knew in advance. I was like, this probably will not go long term. And he's got something up with him. Like, aside from just having ADD or whatever. And also, like, recovering in sobriety and stuff. That he also was not taking the most seriously. He did stop coke. He continued everything else he said he was gonna stop when he first met me. And also, okay, sorry if I'm a bit all over the place, but that's because our bond is all over the place. When we first met, I did just think to myself, okay, this is some dude who does coke who wants to suck my tits or whatever. Nothing serious. But then he started hyping up about, like, I don't know, you could tell he was getting a little attached into me. And he kept hyping up, like, ooh, you should wait and see, just wait and see, just wait and see. I'm going to be such an impressive man. I'm going to be making money. I'm going to have muscles. I'm going to be so disciplined. No alcohol. No anything. No none of that. And it's going to be so impressive that you're going to just, like, be so glad you ever gave me a chance and met me. And look at us now. I still have a hangover from all the amount of drinking we did last time we met up. Ugh. But on top of that, like, also he's a big guy. Alcohol doesn't quite affect him like you would think it does. But still, it's like, dude, fucking my kidneys. Then again, I'm the one who got a bang energy drink and one, two, however many other alcohols. So fuck me, I guess. He did not stay on his discipline goals. I don't know. So I want to tell this story linearly, but I guess I just have a lot of thoughts going on in my mind. I'm just like, okay, this dude was literally just trying to fuck me. Why was he trying to go out of his way to plan a romantic date with me? And it was a great date. I very much liked our first date. We didn't even have sex on it, weirdly enough. And like, just I wish you could have seen certain moments with me and him. I wish you could have been there. You would have been like, why is he holding her hand like this? Why is he getting her this and getting her that? Why is he being so sweet and gentle? And our last date is what really pisses me off because there's layers to it. Let's just say he's the type of guy to say one thing but mean another. And we had a fight the day before our date. I forget the context. What was the context? All I know is it was like 7 hours of me saying any cruel insult I could say to him in the book under the fucking sun. Oh, I remember now. It's because we did have sex at some point, and I like that we had sex. I don't regret it. I'll try not to at least, but for now, I don't regret it. But I do remember sexually there was like the first time we had sex. I remember I was heading over to his apartment, and it was 3 a.m. and I was like, okay, already rare for me to be going to someone's place at 3 a.m. for some sex, but you know what? He says we can like sleep over, cuddle, get breakfast in the morning, and you know what? I'm horny, so let's give it a shot. You wanna know what happened? He did not let me know that he was gonna be drunk and that he was wasted as fuck. And it was showing in his behavior, and next thing you know, this guy's just like, I'll put it this way, it felt like his weight and his voice, it felt like fucking having sex with Chris from Family Guy. And he wasn't making me orgasm, which is pretty hard to do because I orgasmed a fucking gust of wind, mind you. Like, I could just think of something non-sexual. I could think of an ant and my dick is hard. What do you mean you're not making me orgasm? I'm just saying. It was just, like, and also let's just say, even anytime sex did get, like, to even a 6 out of 10, this idiot, I already told him, I told him so many times that evening, I do not want to get fingered, please do not finger me, or just straight up stop trying to fucking finger me. You wanna guess what this idiot tried? So many more times that evening, relentlessly trying to finger me. It's like, nigga, if you are eating me out, I'm gonna notice one of your huge Sasquatch fingers with the long fucking nails trying to slide its way into my tiny entrance. And he would get huffy at me, and I would get huffy at him, and it just was bad overall. And the next morning, though, I don't know, I woke up to head. Sex got a lot better. Had some really, really sexy fun. I was looking at some of the videos last night. I was like, okay, we were getting down. Amen. And like something that was my favorite personally was that when I slept in his arms after we had sex, I physically felt like, I'll put it this way. Let's just say we fell asleep a little too fast. And I know that's not always a good marker, always, that someone's perfect for you. But I will say, I don't just fall asleep around people like that. So if I'm actually laying in your arms and falling asleep on accident, and you do as well, and then we both wake up like 7 hours later in the best mood ever, like, wow, this was the best sleep I've had in ages, then something's there. Something, it doesn't have to be romantic, but it could just be positive. Something was indeed there. God. I didn't want to talk about this because it hurts. Mainly because it's embarrassing talking about the extent of your feelings you had for someone when you already know it's all said and done. And I wish that this were not the case. But no one asked him to do what he did next, so let's go ahead and rip off this band-aid. Dare he? So, me and this guy, we had, let's just say, I was telling you context. So I'll try to organize this as best I can. Let's just say 2 or 3 days ago, me and him had a bit of a falling out. But I was especially just not doing well mentally, and I guess certain things he had done in the past that he didn't take seriously and brushed off were weighing heavily on me. And I thought to myself, wow, he missed out on like that one birthday celebration I had, and then on my actual birthday, he canceled me going to his place after with a bullshit excuse. But then further on, he proceeded to, like, he was like, oh, I can take you out for dinner on your birthday, and like he's and then I said I was down, but you want to know what happened? He passed out. So I waited like an hour, and like I got no response from him until I just eventually had to find my own way back home from in the city, and didn't get to end it with a nice romantic date with the man who I adored. And some good sex, or mediocre sex, who knows how it could have gone. And what else happened? Yeah, I also brought up the fingering issue and how the lack of consent was something that fucks me up, because I have a very well documented history, especially on here, about how I do not do well with people trying to fuck with my consent. And I knew he was a quick responder, but at some point I sent him like a very gentle message about it. And then I waited 15 minutes, and then I just said something along the lines of, never mind, this is showing me exactly why I shouldn't lower my standards in the first place. Also, I forgot to mention, he also gave like a rant the day after my birthday, because I'll put it this way, for context, on my birthday I went to this sauna, and some dudes made a remark that I was a solid 8 out of 10, because I guess like they said it within earshot so boldly my direction, which was sucky because it was like a nude spa, and that pissed me off. And I was like, hey dude, listen, like I remember I told him about it the next day, and he just went on this rant about how he's never seen a 9 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10 in his life, and how those allegedly don't even exist, and blah blah blah, and some slightly degrading shit about rating systems. And I just thought to myself, oh, this is exactly what I do not want to hear. This guy's been fucking me 6 ways to Sunday, and we've been having all these dates, and he can't even picture me possibly being above an 8 out of 10. That's so insulting, because mind you, I'm gorgeous as fuck. And I know you're like, to me, I look at your hair right now. No, he's seen me when I'm full glam, like 100%, like turning heads, like make everyone turn their heads when they walk by level gorgeous. What do you mean I'm not a 9 out of 10? You fucking cunt. And I know you're like, to me, an 8 is still a great number. It, those who get it, get it. Those who don't, don't, is what I will say. Let's move on, shall we? Let's just say we had a very bad falling out for like 7 hours that day. Mainly just me saying fuck. Like, at first, he was dismissive my direction, and he was like, you're blowing things out of proportion, you're being delusional and crazy, and you know what, I'm tired of your emotional roller coaster. I'm fine with you not seeing me again. I don't need you. And then I just simply sent him a photo of another nigga who is much more in shape that I have wanted to meet up with in the past. And I said, when you look this good and you lose your weight, you can talk to me with an attitude. Until then, shut the fuck up. Because, like, sir, like, no, you can't have more chins than a shop in China and be talking to me like that. And I know that's a fucked up ass joke. I forget where I heard that joke, but I love that joke. It, like, I heard that joke a decade ago, and it's still stuck with me. But still, it's like, yeah, nigga, lose the weight. But I said that just to hurt his feelings. I thought he looked extremely fucking sexy. But still. Well, not extremely sexy. I'll put it this way. He looks good enough. You know, good enough. Don't ask me to give him a number rating because I don't like to buy into that system. I just take it as, would I picture my kids with his eyes? And that's all you need to think about. Continuing on, we had a pretty bad, like, just bite contest for like 7 hours straight. I was winning, of course, but I was just saying tons of mean shit to him and being cruel and definitely not so. Like, it was definitely me just choosing to be as narcissistic and evil over text as possible. I didn't give a fuck. I thought to myself, this is a guy who's trying to brush off me repeatedly. Brushed off me requiring consent and tried to act like I was the villain, which definitely was a trigger for me because we know I've been sexually assaulted. That's been well documented. And that is sexual assault if you keep trying to fuck me. Like, nigga, you know it hurts. And just, let's not talk about it before I get lightheaded. Also, I should probably go back to sleep. I woke up super early this morning. Also, I'm horny, so I should probably watch some porn. But as I was gonna say, what was I saying? I'm so sorry. I got distracted. Let's just say me and him had a bad falling out, but then the second half of the day, I guess we just started worrying. You know, sometimes that happens, especially with toxic people. You say a bunch of cruel, fucked up shit to each other, but then next thing you know, one person breaks and gets vulnerable, or like, and I think I did, and I think I said something along the lines of, I would have really liked communicating with you because I did very much like you, and I still do, and I wish we didn't have to talk to each other in this way. It would be nice if we could resolve that. He said, me too. I said, do you have time for that? He said, I can think of a day, blah, blah, blah. And we almost had plans to meet up and have like a heart to heart talk. But then I said, never mind, this doesn't seem like a good idea. He said, I disagree. I said, yeah, but I spent all day insulting you. And like, you said it before, you're struggling with money. I don't want to be a drain on your finances. But I also don't want to lower my standards. And on top of that, I just thought to myself, we try to end things like every 3 business days because we both have our own individual issues. I don't want it to be like, yeah, I just thought to myself, I don't need shit to get worse. But one thing that we did just have several hours of just pleasant conversation. He didn't really seemingly care about all the shit I threw back in his face, and there's a lot to throw back in his face. Like the way he talks about his ex of 12 years, it's like, nigga, you used her as a placeholder. Stop acting like you in love with her. You talk shit about her body. You say not so nice things about her personality, and on top of that, like, you didn't even propose to her with the actual wedding ring when you were around her. And I think that's the most disrespectful part. Like, he was like, I was just so in love I had to propose off the bat. It's like, not really, because you said you would get her a ring any day and then proceeded to not get a ring for 6 years as she was breaking down over it. No offense, I kind of see why she left. Like, I don't condone her cheating, but I get her leaving. And the more I actually interacted with this man, let's just say, the way he handles conflict is not appropriate, and that's coming from me. Oh, sorry, I had to do some real quick. Anyway, as I was saying, we got to talking and then it just got positive. Like, he was opening up again about his life, asking me questions. We were both having a good time. And it was genuinely so fun that it's like, for like 7 hours straight, it's like he was responding in damn near 10 seconds to every fucking message I sent. And then next thing you know, I guess, like, when the night was gonna end, I forget the exact context, but I think I was trying to say, like, we need to learn how to set boundaries so that we can be genuine friends and nothing else can, like, come from this. No dick pics, no sexy videos, no none of that. Like, let's just cut it clear. He was like, okay. I said, one more for the vote? He said, fuck it, sure. And I got one more beautiful, beautiful, delicious video of him bouncing that thing around. He actually did very well with that one. I'm blushing thinking about it. What was I saying? But then afterwards, I guess he was like, hey, what about that stuffed animal I still got for your birthday? And I was like, oh yeah, did you give it a name yet? He said, I kind of want to name it something like, I don't know, like Scott or, and I was like, I don't know, what about like David or I don't know. And then he was like, what about Arthur? You know, and I was like, hell yeah, Arthur is a cool ass name. He was like, okay, well, I did buy it for you. Do you want Arthur or do I get it in the divorce custody we're doing here? And let's just say I was like, maybe if we could find a time to do it. And then he said, how about platonically we meet at this restaurant that I know you like, and I give him to you and we just talk a little bit. And I was like, I knew where that was leading. And just because a man says it's platonic doesn't mean it's platonic, because I know this nigga well. Do you know how many times we have paused and started this bond again? Simply put. Yeah, like, no, he can't even go a single day without saying something in my direction. that is romantic or sexual. So I wasn't exactly keeping. I was just like, yeah, whatever happens, happens. But, and also I forgot to mention this as context, is that we did originally have plans to already do that in the form of a date. So him suggesting the exact same thing under the guise of, let me platonically give you your birthday gift. It's like, as if. But I thought to myself, okay, whatever. And guess what? The day came. He was so excited for our date that he accidentally came like 30 minutes early. And I always end up late, so I ended up, like, let's just say he arrived at 1, I was ready by 2, so I leave my place, and this man, like, I dressed up really pretty. I had this nice little silk gold dress on, and a little headscarf, and my best jewelry, because fuck it, I was gonna look bomb regardless, but any day to step out the house is a good occasion. And you wanna know what happened? This man proceeded This man whistled when he saw me, hugged me, spun me around, and said I looked absolutely gorgeous upon first seeing me. We ended up going to the restaurant, and this man gave me. Well, I'll just show you. It's better to show you than tell. But he got me this teddy bear, who, like, we call King Arthur. But, yeah, I'll keep the name King Arthur. I was considering renaming it, but I love it too much. And to sum it up, like, he got me this teddy bear for my birthday. I asked for it, but he did say that he was gonna find me a bear that was nice, big, and strong like him. And he actually got a good one. This matches his hair color and his body build, and it's very cute and very soft and plushy. And he was telling me with a smile about how so many people were, like, complimenting him and gushing at how cute the teddy bear was. Even little girls who saw it on public transit would rush over just to look and smile at it or try to hug it. It was so cute. But we sat down, he got us a fuck ton of food. I had some delicious, like, cheeseburgers with all the fixins, like fat fries, baked mac and cheese, like margaritas, all that. And we had a lot of fun. We stayed there, we chalked it up, chatted it up, had a good time. You want to know what eventually happened? Like, towards what I thought was going to be the end of the evening, and me personally, I thought to myself, if it is just platonic, that's fine. Because, simply put, I was already dolled up and I had plans with like 2 other people who were trying to see if they could meet up with me. Ooh, thank God my titty did not pop out. Ooh, that would have pissed me off. Damn, my heart started hurting. Then again, maybe it's because I've been eating a lot of spicy food and the antihistamines are just affecting my body negatively, as well as a bunch of fatty foods. But I think I do still have feelings for this man. I do. I can tell as I make this video. And it hurts. It hurts. I didn't want it to end this way, but I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna vomit. Only, but then, oh yeah, no, sorry, I'm checking my stomach. It is because I literally probably have food poisoning. I should not have eaten those $2 meals, but it's okay. So, to resume what happened on our date a few days ago, we had a really pleasant time. We got food, and then what happened afterwards, when I thought it was going to wrap up, and I also had backup plans in case it wrapped up early. So, I wasn't going to trip, because it's like, okay, I could go to Japantown with this nigga, I could go to, motherfucking Walnut Creek with that nigga. Like, he wasn't my only option. I never have just one option. But he was my favorite option. But either way, what was adorable is that he kind of paused and he was like, so it appears I have came into some graduation funds. And like, I was wondering if platonically, if things went well, then maybe you'd like to share a beautiful day with me. And I smiled and I was like, I would like that. And we started planning. And then we decided that we were gonna go catch a movie. So I know what happened. Oh, funny enough, before I forget, this is where it got especially interesting. We had a lot of time to kill before the movie we chose to see was gonna start. So about like 3 hours, give or take. And it was a beautiful sunny day. So we were just walking around and they were like, hey, you know what? I'm hankering for some cigarettes. I was like, I didn't know you smoked, but yeah, like he was like, oh, like, would it gross you out if I got cigarettes? Like, would it disgust you? Because I know you're going to be sitting next to me, and I don't, like, and you could tell he was really trying not to give me an ick by getting cigarettes because he was worried about how it would make me feel. Very sweet, and also, for all I know, I didn't know if it was his subtle way of asking, if I get cigarettes, will you not kiss me later? Or something like that. But who knows, maybe he was just being thoughtful, but let me not try to gaslight myself. All I know is I had a gut feeling to say, oh yeah, get some cigarettes, even though I'm disgusted by cigarettes, because I just had a feeling something good was going to happen. And I was right, because as we were hunting for a place to get him cigarettes, we stumbled upon this really, really cute boutique. And like I'm just looking at this geode necklace they have in the fucking display, like with the mannequin, and then you hear like three people inside say, "Come on in, come check it out, come on in, we swear." So I give in to peer pressure, or not usually, but in that situation, it's like, okay, like you're trying to get your store established. I thought, oh, what is it gonna be, cheap bullshit that's gonna be like $120? I looked at it, I was like, oh hell, this is great. I was like, why are these dresses like $20? 30, 50, these are great prices and really high quality. I was like in the store with my date, I was like, nigga, feel this fabric, feel how good it is. He was mind blown. He was like, why the fuck the holy shit, this is, and the prices are great. And we were talking about like my favorite colors and like what type of clothing styles I like the most, and he was engaged in listening, and I was already interested in trying stuff on. But then the owner comes out of nowhere and she's like, I see that you two have a bunch of high compatibility. Are you two a couple? Because there's something there. There's something there. And I like, and my date starts laughing and giggling, and it sounds like he says something along the lines of, yeah, yeah, so, like, yeah, like, something like that. Like, I don't think he said the word something like that. I'm saying he said, yeah. But either way, for me, I just kind of go, there was something there. Is like, and then like he gives me this look that if you were looking at me, you could tell that it was like some sort of look of yearning, like if you just saw it in his eyes. But regardless, this nigga, like, okay, the fucking owner of the store, she goes out of her way, she goes ham three separate times, just being like, you two have whatever this something is, you need to make it something more. Because no, like when I come in, I see these men, they come in with their girlfriends, they're staring at their phone, staring at a wall, they hate it, they want to just fucking leave. This man came into this store and he was engaged. As you were looking at every other item, he was listening and enjoying items with you, and like he was really trying his best to keep his eyes on you. Like there's something there. Like, so absolutely make it, find a way to make this work. Like off the bat. And I was like, I was laughing my ass off because she was commanding it. But also, I don't think she heard it, but moments before he was kind of like, I don't know why he did it, but I am grateful he did it. He just was like, here, you know what, the prices are cheap enough, go ahead and find something you like. And that was nice. So let's just say after, and we tried on items and it was nice, and we found this gorgeous like white silk like dress that had pleats in it and like a cute little almost tie-dye blue and turquoise kind of look. It was beautiful, and it was like backless and it had a décolletage, but it was a halter neck. It was great. Like it was extremely gorgeous, and he got it for me. And let's just say like three separate times, like two more times after that, at least two more times, the woman did the same rant about, I see something, find a way to make this work, make it happen, all that. Like, and you could still see that my date was looking at me with a lot of yearning and longing, as if he was kind of hoping that I would give him a chance again. Fucking idiot. God, he's so stupid. Don't worry, over the next 10 minutes you're gonna see why I'm so frustrated. This guy's so dumb. Let's just say, after that, he got his cigarettes. He got me an energy drink. He got himself an energy drink. We took a nice little walk around, enjoyed the sun some more before he Ubered us both out to where the fucking like outdoor mall and movie theater was. We went to see the movie. It was fucking great. If you want to see a movie, go watch Caught Stealing. It's like if someone's mixed Goodfellas, no, like Goodfellas, The Big Lebowski, and a few other films and made a masterpiece. It's a great movie, and I genuinely think, I'm surprised at how much I liked it. I think it deserves some type of awards. Like, I think it's genuinely such a good movie in so many ways. But I will say this. Whew, God, my stomach's killing me. I need to. It's so funny how my stomach issues got triggered once I drank water today. Funny how that works sometimes. Like, Jesus Christ. Then again, I ate a lot of stupid shit yesterday, so it's my own damn fault. Plus, maybe sadness about today, but it's okay. Let's just say, I don't know, if he had his hand on my fucking, like, we were holding hands, like, he had his hand on my leg in the fucking Uber, in the movie theater, like, I forget, I don't think I crossed my legs over, yeah, but I was, like, my arm was wrapped around him, and we were feeding each other popcorn and shit. It was nice. It was nice. Not like feeding isn't like, but you know, like, okay, sharing a bag. I shouldn't exaggerate. We were sharing a bag of popcorn, but it was still cute the way we were doing it because we found a way to like intermingle arms while still fitting the bag between our arms. It was impressive. And this man was literally holding me as he was watching me react to the movie, and he was having such a great time with me. Afterwards, we ended up going out to this fancy Indian place for dinner, and the food was incredible. And we just got all touchy feely again, like touching and holding hands a little bit, or a little bit the calf muscles. And anytime he wanted me to touch his muscles, he let me, and he flexed it extra hard with the biggest smile on his face. He let me stroke underneath his chin. We talked about plenty of things, and like, I'll put it this way, like, he was out here taking photos of us next to the chandelier and having people take photos of us and flirting his ass off as usual, telling me how gorgeous I was. And especially I remember the way he was like, oh, like, pretty crazy how that like woman at the fashion store really wanted us to date so bad, huh? She said we were made for each other. Like, and he said that with a specific type of stare where you could tell in his eyes that he was testing the waters on something. I'm sure you can guess how the story ends. But let's just say there's so many things that went wrong towards the end. But I'll say it like this. It was a very pleasant romantic date, or whatever the fuck it was. I enjoyed my time. He called me a ride back home. And he called the ride even though he knew that it would be like another 10 or 20 minutes before he could get like back home himself. He'd have to wait until like his ride that he bought for me is up first before he takes himself on his ride back home. And he was sweet. He was a gentleman. I don't know. We didn't kiss or anything. We didn't fuck. I don't know. I didn't know what to expect. All I know is this is the part where I might start crying. I came home the happiest girl in the world and was still smiling my ass off ear to ear, even for all of the next day after. And I was truly so happy. I was like, I haven't felt that happy on a date in ages, and it all felt naturally. And he was so sweet. He got me earrings at before we got to the movie. He saw a stand, and he got me some cute little clip-on earrings. He got me a gorgeous dress. He was flirting. He was doing. I'm coming home to a teddy bear that really looks like him, because he wanted me to hold something that looks like him at night when he's not around. God damn it! This guy's such a fucking dick. Ugh. Let's just say I had I don't even know if I remember it properly, probably because I'm also dehydrated. I drank so much water and it gave me stomach pains, and somehow I'm still dehydrated. Yeah, let's just say do not have 2 to 4 types of alcohol and a bang energy drink in one day unless you want to feel like you're dying for 2 days. And if I am genuinely dying, I'm glad I got to meet this guy. And I hate that I have to say that, but I wish I didn't want to say it. It disgusts me to say it, but I liked him. Anyway. But if you were to ask me last night what I thought after the discussion we had, let's just say he seems like he shuts down and says things he doesn't mean. And that doesn't work well for me when I try to be vulnerable. And let's just say last night he tried to gaslight me. He tried to say that he never saw any sort of romantic future with me. Never saw me romantically, strictly platonically, that there's nothing there at all. That it was all in my head. And he said this simply because I mentioned, I don't want to bring up what happened at the end of our date, but I guess I will. Let's just say towards the end of our hangout with each other, things were going well. He had his arm around me and all that, and he was looking at his phone, and I accidentally looked into his phone, and I said, oops, sorry, my bad, let me stop being nosy. He said, I ain't got nothing to hide. I was like, yeah, I'm just joking. I'm not saying you do. My bad, I was being accidentally nosy. I didn't mean to just stare into your email like that. And he was like, you could go through my phone right now. There's not a single thing I'm hiding. I was like, you don't say that, because you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to look up the N-word, and I'm going to see where it pops up in your text messages. He said, go ahead. You won't find shit. And I said, no, I'm kidding. I don't want to know, because I'm sure something will pop up, and I don't want to know. Ignorance is bliss. You want to guess what happened? He looked it up anyway. Guess what? His cousin sent him messages talking shit and saying the N-word hard R the day before. Not about me specifically, but just in general. I guess there was some black woman he hated, so he was just telling my date over text, like, oh yeah, she was talking some stupid nigger babber bullshit. And it's like, oh. And I was like, oh. And then things got weird and my date got weird. But he also seemed to get aggressive my direction. I could tell he was embarrassed, but he was projecting his rage onto me because instead of just being like, I'm sorry you saw that, I should let him know to stop saying that, blah, 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 blah. And he just got defensive and angry and abrasive, and it ended the date on a bad note. So we just had like an awkward little side hug. It was super awkward now that I look back on it. Oh, I also forgot to mention this. I remember after that interaction on the date, like, I started subtly pulling away from him, and this is how you can tell when someone likes you. They will always search for an opportunity to touch you. So before, his arm was around me, but then I unwrapped it around me, and let's just say I just moved my thigh and my shoulder slightly so that they could stop touching him. You want to know what he did? He naturally gravitated and put it back against me. Then I naturally moved some more. He had actually moved some more, and I kept doing that. And I'm sure he noticed, and it made him feel extra sad and nervous and all that shit. Towards the end of it, I just let him touch his leg and thigh back to me again, and you felt him lighten up a bit. But even then, it was just because I thought to myself, I had a mostly good day otherwise, and I don't know how I'm going to handle this, but that was a lot. And I'll just focus on the good of today and try not to let the bad overwhelm me. So I imagine my shock the next day, where I don't want to talk about it. Let's just say it like this. Unprovoked, my date decided to bring up the whole I've never seen a 9 out of 10 in my life issue. We were talking about like lesbian porn or whatever. And then this idiot decides to just say, oh, actually, I, just like in that photo you sent me of Ashanti's body, I actually did meet a chick who has a body like that. She was the only 9 out of 10 I've ever seen in my life. Undeniably hot, and to this day, I regret never getting her number or talking to her because I was a pussy. Da 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 da. And then he started monologuing about, like, how, aside from his ex, you know, the one who he keeps saying has flat tits and was a evil bitch and, like, you know, misogynistic shit. Not cool, by the way. That definitely, I already knew that was going to come up. Somebody he just said, I've only met 2 people in my lifetime who I actually feel any physical chemistry and feel drawn to enough where I could picture any sort of future with them or even like them like that, like off the bat. And that broke my heart to hear, because it's like, oh, first date we had a bunch of chemistry. Every time we've met up, we've had a bunch of chemistry. And here, I'll put it this way. Imagine how it would feel hearing that when, imagine like the whole day after the date, I spent it in bed, obviously bedridden because of food poisoning from the Indian food. Ew. They had noodles in their dessert, by the way. Why would you give me pudding with noodles in it? Yuck. And too much to drink, and a Bang energy drink, and it's just like a lot of shit was going wrong. Like, I just was like, my kidneys were aching, my stomach was aching, my head was throbbing, I could not get off the floor. But you know what made me happy? Cuddling with King Arthur over here, picturing that it was my date, and I still love to do so. And thinking that there was ever going to be more of a future than there ever actually was. It, like, not even on some realistic shit. I'll put it this way, I thought to myself, we've been seeing each other for a while now, and my brain is trying to convince me to start saying the L word. Was I going to? Not to his face, no. But I was feeling that way. And I was having maladaptive daydreams where I was like, oh, imagine if my kids had his eyes. And he has twins in his gene pool. Imagine if we had twins and had a nice life where we had like a 2-story house and twins and a pretty pleasant life. I wonder how we would interact. I wonder what our wedding would be like. You know, like passive crush shit. Nothing too serious. Even then, I still knew it's like, okay, this is realistically going to be some guy I might see for another month or 2. Or for all I know, just 1 more date or 2 more dates. I don't know. Things got very twisted between us, though. And let's just say, yeah, imagine hearing someone say that they have never had any chemistry with anybody where they could picture a future with them, aside from their one single ex and like maybe 2 waitresses, like that one 9 out of 10, and then like 1 single waitress who didn't speak English, who he just for some reason felt drawn to. And it's like, oh, I've been seeing you and we've been doing all this and that, and you're telling, and I'm like, no chemistry, no thoughts of a future. Huh. Interesting. How devastating. I tried to brush past it, but at first I just asked, like, hey, did you talk to your cousin about the N-word shit? And then after he stopped responding fast the second I said that, I was like, actually, you know what? Because of this and maybe a few other conversational topics, I think I just need a little space. And you know what he did? Seemingly he lashed out, in my opinion, because he just was like, I just said I needed some space, and he went out of his way to be like, good, I never saw a romantic future with you at all. I never wanted to date you, actually. I don't even see you in that way whatsoever. And he kept going on and on and on about it in a way that was degrading to me. And it's just like, oh, here I was hyping you up to every person I knew. Every person was so fucking happy to see me drinking mango michelada margaritas with a huge fucking teddy bear with a huge tattooed up man and all this cute shit we were doing, and now I have to be embarrassed? And for what? For what reason did he have to speak to me so cruelly? So coldly? And it's like, I just thought to myself, I know he's fucking lying. You know it's not true. But it still hurts all the same. And why would I want a man who wants to proclaim that they don't want me, but then you see them yearning for me every fucking chance they can get? It's like, oh, so you just took me out platonic dress shopping and hyped up how absolutely radiant and gorgeous I was, and held my hand and let me hold your arm and showed off your biceps, and gave me so many compliments and loved how I smiled and loved how I blushed and took photos of me and did this, this, and that. And then what? What was the fucking reason? What was the fucking reason, bitch? As friends. As if. Friends. Now, I would not have an issue with us being friends, but it's the way he went about it. And it's the way I know how the cycle works. He'd say he would just want to be a friend. Next thing you know, he plans a date. Next thing you know, he's eating my pussy. Next thing you know, he's sending me cock videos. Next thing you know, he's talking all about how I'm so deserving of love and awesome and amazing and lovable and perfect. Now I deserve the best guy ever. And then next thing you know, oh, I didn't even like you that much anyway. I don't need games like that from a man in his 30s. Ew. Old as fuck, fat as fuck, mid as fuck. But I did something bad. Maybe. Allegedly. I plead the fifth. And do I regret doing it? No, but I had a feeling not to do it. A part of me was like, my gut was all fucked up. 1 second my gut was telling me, just talk to him further. You can get a real answer out of him. You can ask him why he acted a certain way, did a certain thing. You can get, you could still make it past this. But no. No. I wish I could show you the text messages, but you would have just seen that there was an underlayer of malice in his messages when he was telling me that he never saw me romantically. Because it's like, I said I needed space, and that's all I said. I didn't even allude anything about romance, and he just immediately flew off the handle saying he has never pictured anything with me ever. Nothing serious, none of that, blah, 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 and gaslighting me. And I just thought to myself, I don't handle it well when men do this. So I didn't handle it well. Don't worry about it though. I don't really give a fuck. And it's like, just there was no coming back from it. Realistically. And if there was coming back from it, it would have been what? Like, I'll put it this way. Do you think I want to see the type of man who can see me in all my glory, at my absolute best moments, all of that, and still have the nerve to say that he doesn't see me as a 9 out of 10 and that there's always someone better? I've heard, I remember over dinner at the Indian restaurant, he was telling me shit about his ex that he found unattractive, and how he literally used to pray to God that her tits would get bigger. And also, I forgot, even at some point once, he did say that he saw her as mid, but was still willing to marry her because of her personality. And it's like, just, yeah. For so many reasons, I just was like, never mind, I cannot stand that this man is someone who I feel the most connection I've felt in ages. And talks to me every single second of the day and looks at me with that stupid fucking way he looks at me and praises me and pampers me and all of that, just for him to say that he's never seen me romantically, and to have the nerve to rant and monologue to me about all the hotter bitches, all the high chemistry, high romance bitches he's seen a future with, all that. How sick. Fuck you. it wouldn't have worked out anyway. I'll put it this way, I just thought I can find a man who truly does see me as a 9 out of 10, a 10 out of 10, 11 out of 10, and means it. I don't have to be with this man. He did well, and he fucked it up. And things got so fucked up. And I don't know, do I miss him? I don't think so. What time is it? Wow, it's only 11? Jesus. It is only 11. That's wild. I forgot I did wake up super early this morning. Either way, do I have feelings for him? They're dwindling by the time I'm wrapping up this video, thank God, but there's still that ache. That little ache you get between your lungs and your heart. I'm getting the same pains as I get whenever I get my heart broken. I wish it wasn't the case. I wish we could have just been friends, but except more clear cut. We were supposed to discuss boundaries and just, I don't know. Let's just say if I truly saw him as a friend, I don't think I would do nearly as much as he did for me the other day. And whether he truly meant that he only saw me as a friend, then whatever. But I know that's not fucking true. Anyway, but yeah. There's not much to say. I really wanted that to work. I was so happy just to have someone new to have consistent contact with, and we would talk all the time. What do you mean there was no chemistry? Or, okay. Okay, well, on the bright side, I already know I can do better than a 32-year-old man who needs to get a job and has so many insecurities and mental health issues and more. I know. But I will say it like this. I wish it could have gone very differently. I wouldn't have even needed to date him, no. It just all got so fucked up so fast. Not like I care, I don't know. Do I want to contact him? I don't think I do. And after what I may or may not have done, I don't think he would want to talk to me. All I know is at least my feelings for him were short-lived, and for almost a full 24 hours, I thought to myself, oh, love is real. I can have feelings for someone safely. He is someone I can have a great future with. And have a fun romance with. Now, by future, like I said, I don't mean that we were going to get married with kids, but it was nice to think about, even playfully, because you never know what life has in store for you. Life can surprise you. Like, hell, I told an ex-fuck buddy to kill himself a few weeks ago, and he still wished me happy birthday when it was my birthday. Very sweet of him. Yeah. I don't know. I don't even know at what point he fucked up too bad. At some point, I'll just say it like this. I'm glad he saw me as enough of a friend to spend the whole day with me, but you could see in his actions that he wanted more. You could tell. And what if it was truly all in my head? Then he should have known just not to do that in general. But hey, I got a teddy bear, I got a nice dress, I got some earrings. Got to have a fun day with a person who I will have to forget about and probably will not see at all. And I would have wanted it to end so differently. I thought we could have been friends. Like, I wanted it. Do you think I didn't want to go out for fancy Italian food and insomnia cookies? Do you think I wanted it to end like this? I really didn't. But I thought to myself, there's only so much disrespect a girl can take. I asked for space, and I got degraded. And it's like, do I really want to date the type of guy who's going to get mad at me for simply noticing that he's enabling a racist asshole? Do I want to date the type of guy where I have to keep having crises over if he's right or not for me? Even though it felt so incredibly right, I still knew deep down it's like, he dated his ex for 12 years, and the way he talks about her isn't the most respectful, and plenty of other things. Do I really want to date a guy who can't fuck me that good, and can't accept the no in bed when he gets it? Plenty of things like that. So whatever, mutual bullets dodged, and oh well. I'm glad we at least met, and it was a fun fling while it lasted. I would have loved to have spent more summer days with him, but it's okay. I don't know what I want right now. I guess I could just be alone for a bit. I don't know if I want to get caught up in any more romances. Because, like, hell, trust me, I was trying to message people even last night after we ended our friendship, and let's just say both those motherfuckers were so, like, oh my god. Dating apps were all these shit when I met this guy, which is the only reason why he was allowed to even take me on a date or talk to me in the first place, was because Prince Charming is taking forever to get here. So I was willing to tolerate a nigga who's 6'6" and trying to get off of coke. It's like, you know what? Yeah. He hasn't done coke since he's been around me, I think. Has he? I don't know. Anyway, thank you so much for being a lovely presence in my life. To you, my date, I loved it. I loved all of it. I wish it could have gone differently. I wanted to be his friend. But we both know it would have always turned romantic or sexual. It would have always done so. And he was fucking lying to me when he said he didn't have feelings for me, and I know that. And it hurt too bad. And just, yeah. Sorry to that man. Peace out. Well, yeah. Maybe I'll talk about it later. Bye.